Okay, glasses or no glasses? I can't really decide. I think I'll leave my glasses on. I don't know. This is weird. Why am I making this weird? I don't know. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know this is a change of pace because you never get to see my mug, but here I am. I'm not a robot, I'm a real person, and I just wanted to pop on and record a personal intro simply because I've been gone for forever, and you know, this will be a little bit more fun and a change of pace. And I've already recorded my completed pages, but like I said, I just wanted to pop on and show my face. And if some of you may know, some of you may not know, I started my own press-on nail business, so that's usually why lately I haven't been coloring. I'm not super busy, but a lot of time and effort goes into that. And yeah, when I have free time, I just want to chillax. Sometimes, you know, I don't necessarily want to color. I do, but I lack motivation. So there we have that. So hopefully you enjoy the minuscule amount of coloring that I've managed to do. It's not a lot. I know some people get like 650 pages done a month. I wish that was me. I need more hands and more arms, but that would be weird. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoy what I've been coloring. Hopefully you enjoy seeing my mug for a change of pace, and let's go ahead and get started into what I've been coloring. Okay, let's go ahead and get started to see what I've been coloring. Even though if you follow me on Instagram, you pretty much know, but and ignore my mat. I'm going to get a new one because I have spilled so much crap on this thing. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So in March, I did not color a thing. Although, like I said in the intro, I've picked out so many pages to always color and then I don't do them. But skipping from March, April, I did a buddy color with my beautiful, fantastic, lovely friend Frances, coloring F here on YouTube as she's known. And we chose a picture in The Wizard of Oz by Fabiana Attanasio. And coloring Fabiana Attanasio is always a treat for me. And I feel like I've talked way too much already in this video, but you know, that's what happens when I'm quiet to myself for a long time. Anyway, so we chose this picture with Dorothy throwing water on the witch, and I loved coloring this picture. It was so fun. So I did use Neocolor 2 for a lot of this picture. I'm not going to go into everything I use because mostly I don't write things down, and Lord knows if I'm going to remember everything, but I do specifically remember because this book has a lot of big open spaces. Sometimes I just don't want to be bothered with pencils, so Neocolor 2 is in the background, and then I did Neocolor 2 for the base of the witch's dress, and I think Dorothy's, and I even think the wood, and then I just went over everything with Prismacolor, of course. And it really doesn't matter about putting stickles on here because the backside is black, so I went ahead and went stickles crazy on the witch's hat and her eye patch, if you can see the sparkle. And then if you can catch the kind of wet looking surfaces, I used my glossy accents on the water, on the potion bottle, and just some of the droplets coming from the witch to show that she's melting. I hope it's catching. And then I made Dorothy's shoes silver because in the original novel her shoes are silver. She has stickles on her bow. And I made this little pattern in the circles of her dress because it kind of reminds me of how Dorothy's dress is in the movie. And no, I have not seen Wizard of Oz in its entirety. I've seen some, but not all. Don't judge me. But yeah, this was the end result of this picture. And I really like how I did the light source from the candle. And I made this a little skeleton for the potion or whatever this is in this bottle. I drew some stars out here. Oh, and I gave the witch warts, if you can see them, because I mean she's a witch, and originally I was not going to make her skin green, but I think she's green in the movie, so I went ahead and did that. And then I really like how I did the shadows back here on the objects. And yeah, this was really fun to do. I really enjoyed this one, as I do when I always color Fabiana Attanasio, as she's one of my favorite illustrators still. She's in my top 5. And yeah, that's pretty much how this picture shaked out. And I have done quite a few in this book. I think 3 so far. And this book was gifted to me by a lovely subscriber. She knows who she is. And thank you so much. Let's go ahead and move on to the next picture. Okay, so I'm actually going in order of when I completed things. So that first picture was done in April. The one I did in April. This is the one I did in May. So the next one is from Jasmine Beckett Griffith's Mermaids Coloring Book. And this, again, was a buddy color with my beautiful friend, Frances. And I don't think she's done hers yet, but we decided to go ahead and do the mermaid with Pink Lotus. And I know it says Pink Lotus. And I looked up the original Jasmine Beckett painting, but I went ahead and did blue because in my mind I just saw her having blue skin, and just to make the picture cohesive I stuck with all the blue and then just popped some green and silver in here for her hair, of course. And this is how she turned out. Now I am really pleased with her skin and her tail and everything. The water lilies, I drew water droplets on here. And yeah, I went Stickles crazy. And originally I didn't know what to do with the water. I was going to make it like a murky brown or whatever. But then I was like, yeah, no. So I don't want her to be in dirty water. So I went ahead and made it like a clear light blue. But the only thing that I'm dissatisfied with was her hair. Her hair did not turn out any kind of way that I wanted it to. I'm very sad about that because I thought this was water. But then I looked at the painting and it was hair. And then it was just not looking right. So I think I used gouache for her hair, and then I went in with my white gel pen or my white Posca, and then I went over it with Stickles because Stickles just makes everything a little better if you screwed it up. So yeah, and then I used glossy accents on like her eyes, the water droplets. But this was done with Prismacolor for sure, I know, because Prismas work like a dream in this book. So I'm hoping that you're catching all the stickle goodness that's on this page. And that's pretty much how this one turned out, and is directly behind this one. So it's so nice when you get to flip and like see a page. But yeah, I don't color in this book nearly enough, so I really need to work on getting so many more pictures done. But let's go ahead and we'll jump into everything that I color in June. Okay, for June, I kicked things off with a Mystic Art Mirror. She's one of my favorite illustrators of all time, also in my top 5. And I always happen to do one of hers when, well, just whenever really. But I always get such enjoyment out of coloring her images. I love her art style. And I actually did this one. I finished it on June 1st. And I used Holbeins for the skin, Black Widows for the rest, I'm assuming, and gouache. Because when I do a page that's on not single-sided, but like if it's a PDF, I like to write like what I used and the date on those. So this is printed on tone tan paper, Strathmore, as you can see. I really love tone tan paper. Oh, is this gray? I'm tripping. This is gray. This is tone gray paper, I think. I don't know. I think it's tone gray. Strathmore tone gray, because I have both. Yeah, this is gray. Clearly I don't know my colors. Anyway, I used some, like I said, Holbeins on the skin, and I used Black Widows for all the purple, and that's pretty much everything that's left on the picture other than that. And the green, I used Black Widows too, and I did go Stickles crazy kind of because she's a mermaid and why not. And I really had fun coloring my little octopus. I like the little pink highlights that I put in her little tentacles or whatever, suction cups. And I think it looks really cute, and I kind of made her blush a little. And I did kind of draw a couple more bubbles in than what Kristen, I think is Glorious Ink is also what she goes by, than what she's drawn. And then this is gouache, and it's like a silvery color. Is one of my favorites to do hair in. Sorry, my throat is really sore because I sat outside yesterday and I think the pollen is like getting to me. But also and I took white Posca along with the gouache to do the hair. Also, I did a really cool effect in the background. I wanted to make it textured because when you do water backgrounds all the time, they can be boring, and so I kind of try to spice it up here and there. So I did try to make it like a texture with the gouache. I believe I used gouache. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I was just making sure because I do have some extra paint. But no, I used gouache. And then what I did was just kind of let the brush strokes show a little bit when I picked up a bit more gouache on the brush. So that's how I got this really cool background effect. I'm really hoping that you can see it. I think I used some glossy accents on her eyes, her lips, maybe a couple of the bubbles, and all the suction cups on the octopus. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this one. It's also gouache on her shells, and then the bigger ones These are just pencil, but the bigger ones are gouache, and then I went over it a little bit with pencil. So that's pretty much how she came out. I really enjoyed it. And then my mom just totally killed my morale for this picture yesterday, because I was showing her what I had been coloring recently, and she was like, I don't like her face. And I was like, what was wrong with her face? She's like, she looks weird. I'm like, how could you say that? She's so cute. Anyway, you know, to each his own. Potato, potato. So we'll move on to the next picture that I've completed. Okay, next I have a picture in Erie, the second tale in the Romantic Country series. And I came back to this book because if you watch Olga Rani here on YouTube, she has a monthly prompt color along and a weekly prompt color along, where she picks out a prompt every week out of a box, and then you have from Saturday to that Saturday following a week basically to get the prompt done. And I never participated, but this was my first time because I really needed to get my coloring mojo back, and I hope it's in this book. I could be wrong, but I think it's in this book. The prompt was grapes, and I'm trying to find my picture, and as always, I don't mark anything because ain't nobody got time for that, and I don't want to waste the paper. Oh my goodness, let me find this picture. Hold on. I'm laughing at myself because I am quoting Edna Mode from Incredibles. Luck favors the prepared. I'm trying to tell y'all, I thought it was in the second tale. It is in the first tale, and that's embarrassing because I'm pretty sure when I posted my picture on Instagram, I tagged it in the second tale. However, I still credited Erie, so, you know, there's that. Like I was saying, the picture that I did for the prompt of that particular week, it was grapes, and I did this picture, and it's a double page spread. Hopefully it's all in frame, and I didn't do a background because one, laziness, and two, I'm a waffle. I was indecisive. I couldn't decide what color, if I wanted to make a print, wallpaper, like a window I was going to draw at one point, and then I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm leaving it the way it is. So I left it the way it is. And yeah, the grapes are right here, even though, you know, it's not the prominent thing featured on the picture. It just has to have whatever the prompt is in it. And I stuck to a blue and yellow color scheme for this. And what's funny is that what took the most time, if you could believe it, was just doing this little parts of the tablecloth, because I put all these little wrinkles and folds in it because I wanted it to look like, you know, it's hanging from the table. But that took forever. And coloring the metal kind of took forever. But I really like the color scheme that I stuck to. It took me forever to figure out what I wanted to do and make up my mind about it. Because originally I think I was going with different colors. But this is all Prismacolor. And then I do have some glitter gel pen like on the roses, if you can see it. And some of the... yeah, I think that's the only place I have glitter gel pen. I did not go glitter gel pen crazy. Oh, on her bow. And then for the life of me, my sister, Frances, and my mom was all trying to figure out what the heck this is. And my sister said it's her hand wrapped around her arm. And I was like, that's bananas. That's not what that is. So in the end, I went with my own executive decision and made it a napkin. Like she has a folder over her hand, because I don't know what the heck that is. But anyway, I really enjoyed like drawing the little sugar on the little cream puff thing, and like the little sugar on this cake thing or whatever. But yeah, all in all, this was fun to do, and it really got me together for a couple of days coloring this. And I love to do my mahogany wood, as I most often do in these books. And I love Josette, and I was actually reading the story to try to figure out if it was a girl or a boy, because I could have sworn this was a girl at one point, but when I read it, it didn't say. So, you know, doesn't really matter. I don't think so. But that's what I did in Romantic Country, and we'll move on to the next picture. Okay, I probably have said this for the third time in this video, but the next picture I have is a buddy color with, can you guess who? Coloring F. We love our buddy colors. And doing a buddy color kind of helps me get moving, like get coloring. If I haven't colored for a while, it kind of motivates me, because, you know, it's like, not necessarily that the other person is depending on you, but it just, you know, it just kind of helps me, I'll say. So we chose a picture in Maui Mermaids and Island Whimsy Girls by Hannah Lynn. And we did the surfboard girl, and she's toward the front. And I can't believe I've only done 2 pictures in this book. Can't believe it. But I finished this on June 14th, and I used Prisma's marker, glitter and glitter pen. And you can see the alcohol marker on here. And I really need to use my alcohol markers and glitter gel pens because I feel like, you know, they may dry up. A lot of my markers have, and it's a shame. So with this picture, I really wanted to just make her surfboard glittery, and I hope that you can see all the glittery goodness. I don't think that, you know, it's showing that well, but I really wanted the surfboard to be like the focal point and stand out, and I think I achieved that. So like I said, I did prismas, and I don't really like her skin. It doesn't pop for me. It looks kind of flat, but you know, it's there. And her hair took forever because I outlined all those heavy thick black lines, as y'all know, like this in the hair with my Posca, and then I went over it with my Prismacolor to try to get it that blonde, and I really love how it turned out. I used marker on the water, like I said, and then I just went over with pencil, and then I took like a little cosmetic sponge, one of these wedges, and just put white acrylic paint on it, and you dab it and you can get that foamy water effect. And I like my little rainbow up here. And what I did on her was I did the denim shorts, so I kind of gave her like the torn denim shorts, and I gave her a high-waisted bikini, so I drew the white the white straps of her bikini bottom on there. I gave her a belly button ring. So yeah, she's really fun, and I really enjoyed coloring this one. Oh, and I drew the footprints in the sand down here, if you can see, because it would be weird if she walked here and then there's no footprints. So I just did that little embellishment, and yeah, I'm really proud of how this one turned out. It was kind of quick. I think it took me still 2 days or something like that. But yeah, and I really hope to get a couple more done in this book because I've only done 2, and that's a shame. So we will move on to the last picture that I finished for the month of June. Okay, I do not color in this book nearly enough. I rarely see people with it. I rarely see it on Instagram because I follow this hashtag. But here we have the classic comic coloring book, and I used to want this book for forever when I saw it, and it took me like a couple of years to buy it because the price was crazy, and then it went down, and I think I got this for like $12 when it finally went down, but I don't even know if you can find it anymore. But it's like it's another movie one, I think, or a romance novel one, or sci-fi one, I don't know. But this one pretty much encompasses all of them because it has pretty much all of those themes. And this is my scratch paper. So this is the one I've done, and I'm really sad because my book is falling apart. I was trying to flatten the spine, and then this happened. So down, it's still glued all together except these pages, but it's still glue bound in the spine here on each side, but it's split, and then I think it's split a little at the top. No, it didn't. I'm lying. But the bottom is terrible. But that aside, I did this space picture because I really wanted to do a space picture, and it's quite a couple in here, which I'm really excited about because I love space. So this was done with super tips, and this only came through because when you put water on top of super tip, that's what happens. And I know that already because I've done it in the past. But what happened was my original plan for this was to do like a green words and do an ombre and all that jazz, and it did not work out. So you know what, gold paint fixes all. So I went ahead and used my Gansai Tambi Starry watercolor gold paint on the words, and I think it pops more. And yeah, I just had a really nice time over like 2 or 3 nights coloring this one. I'm really slow now when I color for some reason. And yeah, I use super tips and Prismacolors, and we have some glitter gel pen, metallic gel pen. Their boots are all sparkly. Don't know why, it just is. And then I got some really cool neon pens from the dollar store that I ended up using on here. So that's what the green is. That's what all this pink is in the stars and stuff. So I had a really specific color scheme in mind when I did this. I didn't want to go wild and crazy with the colors, although I could because of space, and that's kind of warranted, I think. But I went with purple, green, and like orange, and then of course the skin tones. So that's pretty, and the silver, the metal. And I really had fun coloring the metal, Ollie. I don't know why I like to color metal. That's weird, I know, but that's what I like to do. Anyway, yeah, and I made her costume like kind of ombre. And then I made them like they're from the same place. That's why they have purple uniforms, because apparently they came on the spaceship, and maybe they're fighting people who are already here or people that are from this planet. Don't know, but that's the story that I made up. And yeah, I really like the style of this book, and it's really fun to color. And then I wanted this planet to be Jupiter because Jupiter has all those cool swirls and color in it. Even though this has a ring and it's clearly supposed to maybe be Saturn, but you know, whatever. Even though Saturn is my favorite planet. And Jupiter actually has rings. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune all have rings, but they are just not as beautiful and magnificent as Saturn's. Obviously, they're mostly light and they're hard to see. But anyway, yeah, this is the last picture that I did, and I think I did this like June 23rd or something like that, something around there where my Instagram says I posted it. So yeah, I'm really proud to be able to have completed 4 pictures in June. And that is all that I have colored, my friends. I hope you enjoyed and me blabbing, and hopefully I will color in July. July is my birthday month. I do have a birthday picture planned to color, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully I'll be back with something to color. If not, you'll see me pop up one of these months with some more pictures to show you. I just don't want to film if I don't have anything to show, because it's not worth watching. And you know, if you follow me on Instagram anyway, you pretty much see what I color. Any hoozles, I hope everyone's staying safe out there and as happy as we can in these times, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching.